Purpose of this again? I mean, not the purpose.
Why are we here?
What is the, yeah, what is the...
Just why we got in, what attracted us to it.
Okay.
I'll introduce both of you guys. It's actually going right now, it's rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Hi, I'm Glenn Woodfin, and these are my friends, Rob Terschetta and John Bechtel, two of my favorite people on the planet. I was full-time in a network marketing company back in the 90s, which actually kept me from having a job for the last 20 years. And I went inactive about 10 years ago, and I was kind of burned out on MLM, and I didn't want to do another. And then I got a phone call from Mark Berry saying they're forming an MLM, and the product is silver. I immediately went from trying to explain to them why I'm not going to be able to get into business with them to like, I'm in. And Rob was the first gentleman I called, and Rob is #1 at Keller Williams here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. He's a real estate investor, and his wife is as well. They've done very well with that. But he's attracted to getting in to a silver MLM where every month you receive either 1 to 3 coins, and they're 1 troy ounce of 99.9% pure silver guaranteed by the U.S. government. It's the only coin that they mint that is that pure, that they back up with a certification. So I was just curious, Rob, what attracted you to the silver coin business?
You know, I've made my living for the past 5 to 10 years buying real estate, right? And in '06, when the real estate market started to go down, it just wasn't a good environment to buy real estate. So we sold off a lot of that, and I really didn't know where to go next. And I started seeing a lot of my mentors like Robert Kiyosaki and those guys start talking about silver. And Kiyosaki, I think, got into silver when it was around $3.50 or something, $3.50 an ounce. You know, what's it now, like 27?
Yeah, I wish.
And I didn't buy any back in those days, and I didn't know much about precious metals at all. I did understand the market. I did understand how we were debasing our currency, and the value of the dollar was going to continue to drop as we're seeing it now. Sugar, I think, is up, what, 83% and over the last year.
Sweet.
You know, as I learned about precious metals, and it goes up, it really doesn't, the price of precious metals don't change, but the value of everything else changes relative to it. And all your world currencies are fiat currencies, meaning they're not backed by anything. It's just started to all click into place, and I thought, you know, I need to diversify from real estate because I'm already out of stocks. I need to diversify from real estate into something that I believe in and now understand. And as I look for some, you know, resources, forgot the term, natural resources, you know, I chose silver because I thought it had the highest upside. And so far I've done very well with it, and you know, my coins are appreciated in value from where I bought them at.
Yeah, we were at spot of silver was $18 when I got started with this a couple months ago, and now it's at 26 or something like that.
Yeah, it's
already gone up 30% in like 2 or 3 months. It's unbelievable.
And everybody you talk to, I mean, all your very knowledgeable people, especially your natural resource people. I'm trying to think of the guy that moved to Singapore. The guy with the bow tie. You see him?
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But he's a big believer in it, and they're saying, you know, it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm in. I'm all in, and I want to see other people get in too to do well. I mean, if we face some hard times in this country, you know, your greenbacks, your dollars aren't going to get it done for you if you can even get them out of the bank. You know, but everybody's going to take silver. Everybody, you know, you go to the grocery store, trade somebody or barter, everybody's going to want silver. So it's just, it's something you got to have in your portfolio, whether you're a rich person or you're not. I'd rather have 10 coins in my pocket if we face really hard times as a country than not have any coins at all. So I think it's a no-brainer. You know, for me personally, it was a no-brainer. That's why I got it.
I read a book when I was going to be a photographer or something when I was in high school, and they used to make photographic film, or they still do, but everybody's turned digital, and they just talked about how silver is always going to be in demand as far as an industrial product because of its conductivity. So yeah, I've always been attracted to silver myself, even more than gold. I have no opposition at all to have more gold or platinum or palladium for that matter, but I've been really fond of silver for that reason, because it has the dual purpose of high demand in industrial circles. My friend John Bechtel, he's a professional speaker, He's even been booked at the Federal Reserve to speak in New York. I know he just got back speaking at ConocoPhillips. I see him, he speaks in Europe. He's also a writer, and he writes a financial blog that's just fascinating to read. But anyway, one of my favorite people on planet Earth is John Bechtel, and just wanted to ask you what you saw as an opportunity in the silver coin business.
Well, I need to say that I'm the bear in this bull market. And that is, every market that is moving up, especially moving up rapidly, is a bull market, and I'm the bear in this one. Meaning commodities are going up, and they're going up sharply right now, and they may or may not continue to go up. But it really doesn't matter. And that's why I'm in. Because gold and silver will hold their long-term value. They will go up, they will go down. This market in gold and silver right now may temporarily correct itself, and we may actually see prices come down. I don't think it matters. I think now or any time is a good time to buy gold or silver. And the reason I believe that is because long-term, they always hold their value way over any kind of fiat currency. In other words, paper money that has no backing. And all paper money is fiat currency. This is, you can see it, you can touch it. People want to know what kind of assets should you invest in. If you can't see it, touch it, and feel it. If it's not tangible, then I don't believe in it. Because then its value is strictly based on the demand of the crowd. So the demand of the crowd may make the price of this stuff go up. Well, that's great. But if it goes up, I don't think we should sell it. I think whatever we got, we should keep. Yeah. And whether it goes down, we should keep it. If it goes up, we should keep it. I think we should simply accumulate it. The reason I'm in it is because when it comes to investing, everybody's got an opinion and everybody's got a plan. The problem is, very seldom do any of us do or follow through on our great ideas. So we've got something here where you're not buying something you're going to use up. It's something you're going to keep. It doesn't matter how you keep it or where you keep it. It's plastic encased so that you can protect it and keep it looking pretty. But the fact of the matter is, this is a plan where you can obtain something tangible as a hedge against whatever the insane governments of the world are doing right now. And it's there. You can feel it. You know where it is.
Get your hands off of my stack.
Yes.
I'm all in, by the way.
But the thing of it is, you can talk about doing something. Well, this comes in the mail. Does this come in a box, or what does this come in?
In an envelope.
It comes in an envelope. Okay, this comes in the mail. And you get it in the mail, and it's there, and you don't have to check charts. You don't have to go online every day to see what's happening to the price of your investment. You don't need to think about, do I want to buy it or sell it? I believe the value of being in is to get in and stay in. And whatever the price does in the meantime, it just does. Your value is still right there. That's why I'm in.
And another reason I'm in is because I wanted to do this with some friends, and on your first level it's a 3x7 fixed matrix, meaning you can only personally start 3 people, then you have to go to work helping people. Well, I sponsored Rob when I first got in, and I had no time to do this business. I'm an online reputation manager, and I've got clients who need me urgently. So I just got in, made like 2 phone calls, and then I put up 1 YouTube video. Well, next thing you know, I've got 11 people in my group, and 7 of them came in from the YouTube video. So that got me on fire, and people are always saying, Glenn, you're always helping everybody online. Why don't you ever help yourself? Right. And then I wanted a residual income so that this thing grows, and every month money comes in, it gets bigger and bigger. And if anything ever did happen to this business, it's not like we've got a bunch of our garage filled with some kind of products we don't need. We were joking about that guy that got into that cleaning company with enzymes or something, and every time we come over to his house and his front door, you couldn't get in because he couldn't give this stuff away. So every month he got his automatic shipment of cleaning products, and the pile got higher and higher. And one day his mom comes over and she's like, what is this crap in there? Man, if it was silver, I wish the pot was huge, as opposed to stuff that, you know, it's lotions and potions and stuff, which no problem with it, but I just didn't want to go out there and hawk that kind of stuff and teach people why they needed this secret ingredient from the Amazon and how it'll grow your hair back or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
I'll take it.
He's in because we
using it, evidently.
But that brings up another point, and that is multi-level marketing is absolutely a great business. It matters what kind of multi-level marketing you get into and which company or group of people you get in with, but I don't think multi-level marketing can be beat for building something quickly. It is non-traditional and non-conventional, which usually means you're on the right path, because anything traditional or conventional means it's been worn out and used up. And it's really interesting that as large companies downsize or contract with the credit contraction of the economy, it's very interesting that a lot of big movers and shakers in corporate America are leaving corporate America and getting heavily involved in multi-level marketing. So this whole concept of how to get a product to market quickly and effectively, it can't be beat. Yeah. So then we're back to the product.
And John, you bring up a good point too. You know, everybody knows a lot of the basics that money managers have been throwing out there forever about managing your portfolio. You know, buy and hold for the long term and diversify your investments. You know, don't put everything in one stock, right? But what does everybody do with their income? You know, they have one job, one source of income, and as a nation we're living, say, paycheck to paycheck. What if you lose that job? You know, okay, now you're on the lines for unemployment or something, right? What about diversifying your income? And you know, this is just another way of doing that. I've never been a blue sky kind of guy. You know, I've never been one to really sell the sizzle. You know me, and that's why we get along so good. I'm just a straight shooter. I'll tell you the way it is. I'll tell you what you don't want to hear. You know, that's what this is too. You know, some people are going to take this and become very wealthy with it, and we hope to be those people because we're so focused in, laser-like, and into it, and believe in it so much. But there's going to be other people who are just going to be accumulating silver. And I'm convinced, I am absolutely convinced, and you guys know this, that, boy, I'd rather be holding some silver in my pocket than pretty much anything else. And I've talked to other doomsday scenarios.
More than the dollar.
Oh, heck yeah, there you go.
Let's talk about that. Okay, suppose the world runs on a dollar-denominated economy. The global economy is dollar-denominated. So now, let's look at the dollar. When the Federal Reserve was formed in 1913, well, since then, it has lost approximately 96 or 97% of its buying power. So that means the dollar of 1913, when the Federal Reserve was formed, is now worth about 3 cents of its original purchasing power. And and by the way, the century before the Federal Reserve was formed, the dollar lost almost none of its purchasing power. So here we are, 1 century after the Federal Reserve is formed, and guess what we're looking at? We're looking at what was used for currency 300 years ago. Isn't that interesting? Centuries later, we're saying, you know what? That gold and silver stuff looks pretty attractive.
Yeah, it's God's money, and it's always going to be there. It's always going to have value, like you said.
And it's just going up. I mean, since I was a kid, you know, you've seen fluctuations, but it just goes higher and higher. And this, you know, in the last 2-3 months, it's gone up 30%. It's significant.
But let's talk about that, okay? Because actually, I don't think silver is worth more. It's still an ounce of silver. Its worth is relative to everything else.
Right.
When everything else that we use to trade as a medium of exchange, the purchasing power of all the world's currencies go down, we go to this, we say it has appreciated in value. Actually, it has held its value while everything else has depreciated in purchasing power.
And you know, for the first time in the history of, I guess, the modern world, every major currency out there is a fiat currency.
Yeah.
It's backed by nothing. You know, that's never really been the case. You've always had societies, you know, based on fake currency. But never everybody based on, you know, this made-up currency that they're doing.
That's why all these countries, except China, is in trouble. It's like everybody is like